Good evening. He who fears he will suffer already suffers because he fears. Words of Michel de Montaigne. Welcome to BMC English News Live. Myself Marina Francis joining you with the news updates. Today's news in detail. 25.7% expatriates and 42.8% citizens in Bahrain suffer obesity. Radical measures are needed to fight obesity, which has gone up over the past years, said a top Bahraini health official. Lieutenant General Dr. Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, the President of the Supreme Council of Health and the Chairman of Bahrain Diabetes Society, also warned that the repercussions of the disease, being chronic, are dangerous to both the individuals and the community. According to a 2018 survey, 25.7% of the expatriates and 42.8% of the citizens in the kingdom suffered from obesity. The National Health Survey also puts 39.8% of the residents and 33.2% of the citizens as overweight. Bahrain, Dr. Sheikh Mohammed said, puts top priority for fighting obesity, for which the kingdom has also designed a wide variety of programs. They aim at achieving sustainable development goals and reducing premature deaths from non-communicable diseases by 2030. The SCH president said while inaugurating the Bahrain Obesity Academy conference. Bahrain Obesity Academy, he said, will prepare a comprehensive educational program for 45 doctors on prevention, diagnosis and management of obesity to assist overweight patients. Health Ministry Assistant Under Secretary for Public Health, Dr. Miriam Al-Hajeri, said that the obesity rates in the kingdom are warning us on the need to tackle it with urgent priority. She also called for regional efforts to tackle the issue of overweight. Dr. Al-Hajeri also pointed out that Bahrain Obesity Academy Conference is the first medical conference since the outbreak began, which is a good sign for the sector. Traffic strategy contributed to reducing road injuries and fatalities by 60%. Director General of Traffic, Brigadier Sheikh Abdul Rahman bin Abdul Wahab Al Khalifa, has revealed a reduction in road traffic injuries and fatalities by 60% until 2020 after implementing the comprehensive traffic strategy. Launched in 2015, the strategy reduced such accidents by 25% from last year until 2021, making Bahrain the top in the region in the drop of traffic accident rates. He said that such achievement was a milestone despite an increase in the number of vehicles by 21%, heavy traffic and the construction of new cities as a part of urban development. He asserted the importance of the development of traffic systems and the utilization of technology through smart systems to monitor traffic and enforce the law, along with traffic deployments and development of roads, especially accident sites. The Director General said that the drop in traffic accident rates was related to the awareness of road users by following traffic rules and avoid wrong practices including handheld mobile phones while driving and crossing red signals and speed limits. The Indian School Bahrain held a virtual academic award ceremony to honor toppers of the CBSE Class 10 and Class 12 2021 examinations. 100 top-ranking and high-achieving ISB students were honored with medals and certificates at the ceremony held at the Isa Town campus. Students were awarded 250 other prizes. Indian Ambassador Piyush Srivastava appreciated the school for its excellent performance and conveyed his best wishes. He hailed the hard work and dedication of students and staff in these challenging times of COVID-19. 15-day return window for e-store purchase in Bahrain. The consumers of an e-store, the Ministry of Industry, Commerce and Tourism said, have the right to replace or return a commodity purchased within 15 days from the date of receipt. The law comes into play if the commodity purchased is defective or was not in conformity with the approved specification or its purpose, the statement added. The products purchased should be also from one of the e-stores licensed and commercially registered in Bahrain. The decision is as per Article 14 of the Consumer Protection Law, which guarantees consumers the right to replace or return an item purchased. Preventing non-communicable diseases, a three-pronged health strategy focused on prevention, will help Bahrain achieve its vision of a community free from the burden of avoidable non-communicable diseases, said a top health official. Supreme Council for Health Chairman and Bahrain Diabetes Society Chairman Lieutenant General Dr. Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdullah Al Khalifa was optimistic of the kingdom's aim to reduce the liability of morbidity, mortality and disability due to NCDs through an effective multispectral collaboration on the national level. Bahrain's Works Ministry awarded 13 tenders for BD 11 million in August. The Tender Board of Bahrain had awarded projects worth BD 11.27 million for Works Affairs during August, said a top ministry official. Ahmed Abdulaziz Al Khayat, the Under-Secretary for Works Affairs at the Ministry of Works, Municipalities Affairs and Urban Planning, said the board awarded for the ministry a total of 13 projects during the month. The awarded projects were mainly in three categories: roads, sewage and buildings. This also confirms the ministry's continued efforts to implement government's program related to infrastructure projects that focus on citizens' needs, he added. New landfill coming up in Askar. Plans are on the anvil to design, build and operate a new landfill at Askar for disposing of waste. According to a tender board document, Municipalities Affairs at the Works Ministry proposes to build a new landfill at a quarry site in Askar. Bahrain yesterday recorded 66 new COVID-19 cases alongside 130 recoveries and no fatalities. Of the new cases, 42 were expat workers, 12 contacts of local cases and 12 travel related. There are currently 2 COVID-19 cases in a critical condition and 9 cases receiving treatment. 812 are stable out of a total of 814 active cases. Bahrain take down Kuwait in Asian volleyball. Bahrain defeated Kuwait yesterday to win their second Pool G game in the 9th to 16th classification round of the 21st Asian Senior Men's Volleyball Championship. Ali Ibrahim led the national team's scorers with 11 points. It was the second successive victory for the Bahrainis in this stage of the competition, and it secured them first place on their group's table. The nationals had previously beaten Uzbekistan with a similar straight sets scoreline, while their win over India in the preliminary round carried over to this phase. Now we shall be back after a very short break. Welcome back. Abu Dhabi cancels COVID-19 entry testing for travelers from within UAE. The Abu Dhabi Emergency Crisis and Disasters Committee for the COVID-19 pandemic has approved the cancellation of COVID-19 testing entry requirements effective from tomorrow, September 19th, as part of the updated procedures to enter Abu Dhabi from within the UAE. The decision follows the announcement of a decreased COVID-19 infection rate in the Emirate of 0.2% of total tests and the activation of the Green Pass system to enter some public places. The committee said it would continue to monitor events and urged all citizens, residents and visitors to keep adhering to precautionary measures to protect public health and safety, maintain successes and advance the nation's sustainable recovery. Tracker not required for home quarantine in Abu Dhabi. The new rules have been announced for home quarantine in Abu Dhabi for international travelers and those who come into contact with a positive COVID-19 case. Effective from September 19th, tomorrow, wearing a tracker bracelet will not be required for home quarantine. However, those who test positive for COVID-19 will still be required to wear the tracking device. Oman's population drops for the first time in 10 years. Oman's population declined by 3% in 2020 for the first time in 10 years, according to the data issued by the National Center for Statistics and Information. As many as 63% of the total population are Omanis, while expatriates constitute 37%. The NCSI figures revealed that more than 215,000 expat workers have left Oman between March 2020 and March 2021. India gives record 22.6 million vaccinations. India gave a record 22.6 million vaccinations yesterday, 3 times the average daily total during the past month, as some states organized special inoculation drives on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's birthday. The Health Minister called the vaccine milestone a birthday gift for Modi. IPL resumes in UAE after COVID-19 disruption. More than 4 months after the COVID-19 outbreak halted the world's richest 2020 tournament, the Indian Premier League resumes in Dubai on Sunday with a mouth-watering clash between the IPL's 2 most successful franchises, Mumbai and Chennai. With India grappling with a surge of COVID-19 cases, the 8-team league was suspended near its halfway stage in May after 2 franchises reported several positive cases. The rest of the league was subsequently shifted to the United Arab Emirates, which also hosts this year's 2020 World Cup in October to November. The action begins with 5-time champions Mumbai Indians resuming their bid for a 3rd successive title against 3-time winners Chennai Super Kings, led by former Indian captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Anil Kumble touted to return as India's cricket team's coach, with Ravi Shastri's tenure as India coach ending with the upcoming T20 World Cup in UAE and Oman. Talks have started in the BCCI corridor on the road ahead. As fate would have it, former coach Anil Kumble looks like he could be back in the hot seat. England eases COVID-19 rules for international travellers. England set out measures to boost international travel on Friday, abandoning expensive COVID-19 testing requirements for fully vaccinated travellers, scrapping its traffic light system, and adding 8 countries to its safe list. Travellers returning to England from Turkey, Pakistan and Maldives will not have to quarantine on their return as they are removed from the so-called COVID-19 red list for travel, British Transport Minister Grant Shapps said. Shapps also said under the new proposals, destinations will simply be ranked low or high risk instead of red, amber and green, Reuters reported. We are making testing easier for travel, he said on Twitter. From October 4th, the rules for international travel to England will change from the traffic light system to a single red list of countries and simplified travel measures for arrivals from the rest of the world, including Bahrain, based on the vaccination status. Under the new rules, fully vaccinated travelers from Bahrain aren't required to provide pre-departure COVID-19 tests or self-isolate, it said. Algeria's longest-serving president, Abdelaziz Bouteflika, dies aged 84. Algeria's former leader, Abdelaziz Bouteflika, has died at the age of 84, Algerian state television reported late Friday. Bouteflika was the longest-serving president of Africa's largest country. With that news, we come to the end of today's news updates. We shall be back every day at 7:30 p.m. with the daily news updates in English. Good night.